Hey all, Brett here, and I apologize for the delay in getting this video out, but I have a pretty good excuse. One of the joys of living in Florida is dealing with lightning-induced power surges, and about 3 weeks ago, that's exactly what happened. I don't know that it hit our property exactly, but it sounded like it was right on top of us, and it took out a bunch of equipment, including UPS, my wife's Mac, an Ethernet switch, 2 security cameras, gate access control, my DSL modem, the Ethernet interface on my Starlink modem, and so, you know, I've just been busy trying to get all that stuff back together, and I've still got a ways to go, but I am functional now. Unfortunately, most of my network is limited to the DSL at the moment, but, you know, it is what it is. That being said, the main purpose of this video is to just quickly get the weathering on the abutments and piers on one of my bridges done, because that's the last thing I need to do before I can actually start, you know, on building and scenicking the riverbed, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. So without further ado, let's get that done. Okay, let's get started with this. Let's get the bridge out of the way first. And there were a couple decisions I had to make before starting, one of which is, do I want the seams to be light colored or dark colored? I looked at a bunch of pictures and I've concluded that dark colored is probably more what I'm looking for. And as far as the rocks themselves, or the stones here, I think I'm going to go a little bit darker. Generally speaking, I wanted to match the colors in the mountains, but I think it would actually look a little bit better if it's a little bit darker. So we'll see. I'll just wing it. We'll see where we end up. I'm going to start by putting a little bit of light on there to highlight some of the, or start pulling out some of the stones. And we're going to start, I'm using all Tamiya paints on this. And let's start with buff. And I think just to be safe and experiment a bit, I'm going to try to get around the corner if I can. Bear with me. I just want to see what this is going to look like before I put it somewhere out front. I will show that all to you in just a second. Okay, I think I can live with that. Let's go ahead and get a little on the backside. No one's ever going to see these, but just in case. Let's get some paint there. Come on, get off of there. Okay, now let's do the front faces on this. I think actually I probably should use this lighter color for the capstones on this as well. It just seems more like what they would do. Now let's see what we can do on the front here. Let me do this one first. A bit tough being left-handed. Okay, I think that's good. And we'll come back to the capstones. Let's move on to, we'll go a step up here in darkness, and this is flat earth. And once again, we'll start by putting a little on the backside, you know, just in case. Not that I expect anyone is ever gonna see that. Okay, let's get a little on the front side here. What it's worth, I do like to pick out a couple corner ones and make sure that they line up on both, just so that it looks like an actual stone with substance going on in the corner there. Make sure they match around the corners. We'll call that one good. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. We're going to do a little blending once I get the basics in place here, hopefully. Okay, I think I got all of them. Yep, all right. Let's go up to the darkest we're gonna use. Okay, we're gonna use now red-brown. And not that I really need to at this point, but let's just do a couple taps on the backside just in case. Good enough. Now, let's get some in here. This is going to be extra dark, and we'll use it a little sparingly. Notice I am leaving some of the gray, but again, we're going to wash over this in a bit. Kind of hard to tell the difference between this and the other one, honestly. And for those top pieces, I think I'm going to emphasize the lighter color. It'll make the contrast with the rust and stuff a little bit better, maybe. It'll make this kind of blotchy and patchy. Now let's get something on the top here. All right, now what I'm going to do is mix a little bit, try to make it a little blotchy and patchy. All right, let's try this out. It's just getting them wet, so the wash will flow a little bit better. Not entirely sure how this is going to work out. Let's find out. Actually, I don't think that looks too bad. This one right here, I think needs to be cleaned up a little bit right there. You know, I think that looks pretty good for a first pass. Let's let that dry overnight and we'll do a little highlighting tomorrow. Talk to you then. Okay, we're going to do a little highlighting. We're going to do some dry brushing, just using flat white here. And for those of you unfamiliar with dry brushing, it's just like it sounds. A very, very small amount of paint on the brush, and you just kind of dust over the top of the stones to just put a little highlight on it, and that's it. You don't want too much. In fact, let me show you what I'm doing here. Very, very dry. All right, let's start right here. Not ideal. Let's see. You know, this would probably be easier with a fan brush. Let me do that. Let me try that. Well, I don't think this fan brush is ideal either. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. Yeah, I don't love that. Let's try this one. Okay, let's try that one. That might be a little heavy. I might have to go back over this. I'll tone that down a little bit. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't love it, but it's a little bit better. Okay, I think I can live with that. Did I get over here? A little more right there. All right. Okay, let's put this bridge back in place and figure out where the rust needs to go. Get that about where it should be. Let's just mark the feet. All right, I'm just gonna put a little mark right there, and right there, and right there. And get it over on the other side as well. I think I got it. Let's see. Let's get a little rust going here. We'll do the dark rust first. We'll pull that over. A rust spot right in there. We'll pull those over. Right in there. Let's just pull this down. Okay, let's put this in and see where we're at. Come on, get down in there. There we go. Okay, I mean, I still got to do a bunch of weathering and rusting and all that on the bridge itself, but I think we're done. We're going to call it there. All right. Next time we can start working on the riverbed, and see you then.